Hello, it's Melissa again from Studio 166. I hope everybody had a great week. Like I had said from last week, this week's episode is all about forgiveness. Forgiveness has been very tough for me. None of us are immune to somebody doing us wrong. We all have events in our life that we're just angry. We're pissed about it. And that's fine to be pissed about it. You are absolutely 100% allowed to be pissed if somebody has done you wrong. I had daddy issues until I was 32 years old. 32 years I hung on to it. Because I refused to forgive. And then I realized my take on forgiveness was completely ass backwards. Forgiveness is not for the person you're forgiving. At all. At all. It is for you. It's getting to a point where you need to say, I have to let this go. I have to forgive you because I'm really, really, really tired of carrying around your shit. And all it's doing is bringing me down. The anger is like a poison festering inside me, and I'm over it. And that is what I had to do to get over my daddy issues at 32 years old. By saying, hey, Dad, I forgive you for hanging out in the bars instead of racing my brother and I. I did that not to ease his mind, which I'm sure it did. I'm sure it's something that he needed to hear because he hadn't forgiven himself, and I still don't believe that he's forgiven himself. I'm sure it helped him. But in all reality, it was like taking an elephant off my back. It was like saying, my God, I'm going to stop carrying that with me. I'm an adult woman. I do not want to carry this with me anymore. And instead of what you think, like releasing him, I released me completely from the situation. And it was getting to that point of forgiveness that, like, let me be free. And we all deserve that. When we hold on to the anger, it's like giving somebody space in our head rent-free. Like they're out living their life and we're sitting there angry and upset and hurt. And those are all really extremely real feelings that we deserve to have. But in the end, Lord. And by coming to the point of forgiveness, you have the power. You've taken your power back. Like you did this and it hurt, but I can't carry it anymore. And that's where it has shifted. They don't have the power to be in your head all the time. You've completely taken that back and done something really incredible for yourself, which is a great feeling. And we all deserve to have that feeling. But honest to God, that is the only way that you're going to get to it. Because I heard I was sorry for years. I'm sorry. I should have done this differently. From my father. But until I came to the point where it's like, my God, are we going to stop this insanity? It had nothing to do with him saying he was sorry. Yes, sorry. I mean, you can say sorry till you're blue in the face, but it really, I started to grow from it and find peace with it when I took the power back and just said, I'm really tired of carrying this. So I need to forgive you and I'm going to let this go. It's great. It's great. It's great. With that said, you have to do the same for yourself. So many of us, like we discussed in last week's episode, the shoulda, woulda, coulda is, oh, I wish I'd done this different. Okay, now that we've gotten rid of that, you really, truly have to forgive yourself. You have to be kind to yourself and be like, ugh, I can't carry this anymore. So forgiveness goes all the way around. And we seem to have a harder time forgiving ourselves than forgiving other people. We're not kind to each other. We're our own worst critics, for sure. So forgiving others, forgiving ourselves, it's all the same. Take the power back from that little voice in your head. You didn't do this right. You're a terrible person. You should have done this. No, 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 no. First of all, there's no terrible people. There are people that do terrible things or bad things or make mistakes. Now, there's some terrible people in the world, but I'm talking about my peeps. I'm pretty sure for the most part, none of you are terrible. So forgiving yourself, forgiving others is really just another way of releasing strings that you're kind of attached to, that are unseen, that are there, that are very real in there. I'm happy to say that I don't have daddy issues anymore. I have forgiven my father fully, 100%. That day on my porch when I said, I forgive you, I have forgiven him. There are still moments, even as a child, that still will affect me. And I've realized now that it was more for my brother than it was for me. But I just no longer carry that with me. And I love my father, but I don't feel that I need to prove anything that I felt for so long. Like, well, if I do this, maybe he'll show up. And no, that's his shit. And usually when somebody does you wrong, it's their shit. It has nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you. So I was done carrying his shit, pretty much. And I want you all to be done carrying the shit. Let yourself go. Take your power back and take control. And stop letting people take up space in your head rent-free. So that's my take on forgiveness. It's not for the person you're forgiving. It's for you. Forgiveness is for you. Something I wanted to touch on, maybe possibly thinking about doing maybe 2 videos a week. I've actually had a lot of people contact me and have been liking them. So, and my goal is to inspire the world. That's my big goal in life. So if I could reach as many people with as many videos as I can, awesome. With that said, if you like this and you have a friend that you think might like it too, go ahead and share it. Share as much as you want. That is the whole point of this. I just want to reach as many people as I can with maybe a little bit of insight from my own life. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Take care.